welcome to the Kraft Ebbing Cellar. This is where it all began when Johnson and Masters first made it. This is tonight broadcast history. Welcome to the id of Sigmund Freud. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mormon Hour. I am Brigham Young, my friend Joe Smith, the wives. This is how you can be really religious and really horny at the same time and make it. Welcome to history, the modern Ozzie and Harriet Nelson. This is the family of the 21st century. What can I say about Nikki Killer Louise Snot? One of the most unbelievable characters and landmarks of Victoria.
Well, this is great, except I didn't know I'd be here for this, so whatever happens, it was his fault.
I didn't come yet.
Oh, well.
My best friend, my partner, my confidant, my blood brother, Joe Weisbrot.
Howie, it's great to be here. I'm going to say a lot of things real quick because I figure I'm not going to get to say very much. He talks fast. Anyhow, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm next up.
You got everything you got? You want a little more warm milk?
No, this is fine. I'm next up here on the other breast here. When the baby's done, she's kicking me.
What can I say about the woman that made my life?
What? Does this fulfill all your fantasies?
I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next hour. And of course, brought to you by the only program in North America that is sponsored by a tobacco company, Players Extra Light. The Ozzie and Harriet family of the 21st century. We smoke and we enjoy it. I smoke, my wife smokes, and we don't lay any guilt trips on
Howie,
each
I don't
other.
smoke, but I'd like a cigarette.
Would you like a cigarette now,
like a
Joey?
cigarette.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Players Extra Lights,
Thank you.
provided by the company. The only show, we smoke cigarettes here, and occasionally we ash a little bit on the rug, but it's good for the pile. The carbon is terrific. It's a low pH. You burn the kid once in a while, especially nurslings in bed, when you smoke. That's something that you have to be careful of. But it really doesn't matter if we ignite the bed or not, because being smokers, we're type A heart attack victims. We're the highest risk in life insurance annuities. So therefore, we can smoke because we know we're not going to wither away from cancer.
We're into cerebral hemorrhage, cardiac arrest. We want to go that way.
We're going fast so that we'll die good looking with a nice corpse. We're type A heart attack risk. That's why we smoke Players Extra Light, and we hope you'll die right along with us. This afternoon on the Causeway, my wife, Mitzi Gaynor, knocked out a little something for the show. And here it is.
Every evening, cable 10 after dark. Put your PJs on, tune in at 10:30 sharp. A video and phony show the Victoria scene. It's better than the time and temp, it's really keen. Groove with local talent and a fast-talking host. Pajama Party's Howie Siegel, he's the most. Join us every evening, cable 10 after dark. Put your PJs on, tune in at 10:30 sharp. A video and phone-in show the Victoria scene. It's better than the time and temp, it's really keen. Groove with local talent and a fast-talking host. Pajama Party's Howie Siegel, he's the most.
And what, 3 months since you had the Rosie?
That's right. That's right. I didn't know I had it in me. That was fun doing that, you know. I got to have a lot of people stare at me. And I enjoy that kind of attention. Of course, I get that kind of attention because people walk up to me and say, you know, are you married to Howie Siegel? And I say, yes. And then they, give me sympathy cards and stuff.
I couldn't take my eyes off you when I first saw you.
That's true. When we met, you came over to me and asked me to marry you within about 15 seconds of our conversation.
I just wanted to make love to you.
Yeah, I know that. Well, you got me in bed here.
I finally succeeded, huh? A lot of our relationship, I think we stay real close in bed.
We have to because there's 2 other kids in bed with us. The other one, this is Rosie. We brought her along, but Sam is at home, probably watching this with his grandmother, who he has exhausted by this time.
Hello, Booby. How are you, sweetheart? What do you think of the kids? I'm a sugar, right? How you guys feeling over there?
Not bad, Howie.
Getting loose.
Very.
Are you comfortable in bed?
It's a little warm in here.
Yeah, I'm getting
Somebody,
sleepy.
Yeah, why don't you take off your shirt?
Well, I'm going to wait.
He's just
See what
shy.
develops? Yeah,
Yeah,
you're,
maybe.
you're bashful.
Some people might turn off. It's only been 8 minutes. No, I'm going to stay like this. How? Are we hooked to wonk?
You can do whatever you want, but just watch the cord. You're wired.
She disagrees.
You can do a little moonwalking. You can do a little moonwalking on our bed here. This is a nice. I always thought that water beds were kind of kinky.
Well, they can be, especially if you put, those satin sheets, those acetate sheets on them, because they pull into the center, and then you wind up looking like you've gone to a toga party, and nothing comes in contact with anything else. The vibrating beds that they used to have in, hotels and stuff.
magic fingers.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Magic fingers?
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's like a real American, right? That's like, America is high tech. You go into a motel and you get magic fingers. Canada is low
you can't
tech,
even
right?
take them
What do you get,
off.
an ashtray in Canada, right?
Bible. We got our Bible.
We got our Bible
Yeah.
right here. We got our Bible and our 4 X's. By the way, we're going to be talking about the new method of contraception. It's a marvelous method. Most men, modern men, haven't ever heard of it. They're called condoms. Later on, we're going to be discussing that later on.
In depth.
When you told me that you use rubbers,
Well, I happen to have mine right here.
Yeah.
Just in,
Just in case you
This
might
is the
happen to
stimuli.
Very
want to water
expensive.
bomb somebody.
Right. We're going to talk
still a
about
kid at
condoms.
heart.
you usually carry around a rubber with you?
Only lately. Only lately.
Yeah, what surprised me was that, I discovered that you and I both are using rubbers now
Yes.
for contraception, which blew my mind. Because, you have to be really square to use a rubber. I mean, I happen to have been in a motel room and used a rubber, but just once in my life. We were at the end of that other sexual generation that wasn't liberated. We were imprisoned. And it was like James Cagney and Humphrey Bogart in the same cell together. We were like sexual animals.
It's true. We used to share pornography. We used to divvy up the pornography and go into our separate rooms.
Joey taught me how to masturbate.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Howie, please.
He did, though. He was way ahead of the rest of us. But he also had a fixation. This is hysterical.
Does he get royalties?
He gets royalties in my heart for giving me a lifetime of fun. Because he was so free that he allowed me to be free. That's why I loved him. He was fun. So I didn't know nothing about it. I came to visit him in Chicago. His sister got married in Chicago, and I went to the wedding. I was a real mafia wedding, too. The Italians were on one side, the Jews were on the other side. Everybody came up with envelopes. It was the best. I sat at a table with Johnny Nuzzo. Johnny Nuzzo.
Who almost raped my sister Judy. But
And Sammy went gunning for him. He wanted to kill him.
Sammy wanted to kill him because he should have raped her and got her out of the house and let her see a little light. She's a stifled girl, but she'll be here next week from Los Angeles.
Judy was 15, and Nuzzo was her father's associate. He was married, and he took her out. And she's 15 years old. He was, what, 30? With married guy, right? Schmoozing her up in the park, trying to get her hot.
Eventually, he did make his just end. His wife eliminated him.
Murdered by his wife, Johnny Nuzzo, by the junior, not the senior. Fathers and sons. Nikki, what was your father like?
I hope he's watching this. No. You don't want to know.
Yeah, I do. Was he a killer, horrible human being?
No. He might be watching, so I'll say no. But anyways,
Do you love him?
of course.
You kiss him?
From a distance. Yes. No.
Because Joey
No,
and I-
my dad's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not a killer. I take that from my mom.
Your mother's a killer.
Yeah. She hates spiders and ants before she takes the suit off.
This is, of course, Cher Height over here. I have Cher Height in bed with me. Darling, what's it like for you anyway?
Well, I want to talk a bit about knowing Joey. Joey has, I like this man because he has no pretenses. He reads,
I still have my shirt on.
Right, he gets Playboy, but he just looks at the pictures. I mean, he doesn't go for that reading stuff, right?
I was accused to masturbating to fried chicken. My love for food is desirous as my love for other appetites.
You want to tell us about your morals, Ralph?
Not at this point.
See,
no.
when Joey was 15, he'd disappear in the basement for a quick one. We used to claim that he'd take a picture of a fried chicken down there with him because he loved, women and food equally. So I want to tell you about rubbers now, because this has really blew my mind when I'm talking to Joe, and it turns out that he's using a condom and I'm using a condom.
Are they the same brand?
No. This is what was so
Which
interesting.
brand is better?
We traded yesterday.
Oh yeah, did it break?
It did, but Marion told me a lot of them break, and that's why you have to put it on correctly. How do you put on a...
It's easy to put the one I had on. Let me pull this one out. This is the...
God, he's going to demonstrate.
Okay, this is a stimula.
This is ribbed.
Okay,
This is
that's
ribbed.
ribbed. Now, that blew my mind, because I thought of Joe as some
It
sort
comes
of a...
with barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce and ribs here.
I thought Joe was like a real ladies' man, a French tickler, some sort of, And
Green.
Right, whereas I use... Well, Marion bought them for me. 4X natural skins. And I realized right away that yours are... I tried them. And it's like...
They don't hold water,
What's it like? What's it...
fall off?
Marion, what's it like?
Well, when you put helium inside them and, let them go a little bit, they make a hysterical
What was
noise.
it like, the difference between the 4Xs and Joe's Rib Stimula, plastic, high-tech American brand? Low-tech Canada uses natural lambskin. High-tech America uses prophylaxis, elastic, tape, polypropylene, distillate,
Baggies.
baggies. Now, what was the difference for you?
It's,
She said it was like
thank you.
screwing a rubber glove, I think is what she said. Wasn't it?
Yeah, well,
I think, a Playtex living glove. It's like making love with a Playtex, and I'm going to give you one of my...
Well, let's
Maybe
switch
that's
again.
right. You need more
Let's
hands.
switch again.
No, we've tried yours. We find it
Okay.
unnatural. Little ribs, what we're doing, with like a rasp. Try that out. Tell me how, they're a little
Okay.
more expensive. But the serious part of the conversation was contraception, because women are using the pill. Now, I tell you right now, if you're on the pill, you're out of your mind. They're poisoning you. Get off the pill, right? And men got to start getting hip to rubbers again.
Right.
Because like we had it our whole way, like my whole life, I have never had to deal with a balloon on my dick, right?
right. We used to use a diaphragm, but once you put goop on it, it's got a life of its own. I mean,
In other words, for the contraception that's going on now is mostly women are contracepting, right? It's the burden of the woman.
yeah,
Right.
you guys aren't taking responsibility.
It's part of the new, consciousness.
That's going back to the old low-tech.
To share the responsibility of contraception.
Yeah. And what's unhealthy to women, like I'm thinking
And
of
very
IUDs, which totally interrupt the natural life cycle. Pills, which are disruptive. All those, how about the new one?
What,
The hyperbolic.
What,
It's like a sea
Depo-Provera?
anchor. It's like a sea anchor off a seine boat. What is it? It's like the sea anchor off a seine boat, a diaphragm. What were you going to say?
I was gonna talk about Depo-Provera, which is being used on a lot of poor women in third world countries, which is a carcinogenic drug.
Right, and you had a conversation with Morgenthaler about that.
That's right. Yeah, he and I had about a 5-minute conversation on the phone with arguing.
And he was supporting.
He was supporting, and I was.
Why is
Dead against
Depo-Provera bad?
It's carcinogenic. And they're also using it on rapists.
Right, to lower their sexual drive.
That's right.
Yeah, I could never understand rapists, because how could you get hard when you're violent? That's not what does it for me.
Obviously, that some men can only find pleasure when it's violent, obviously.
Yeah. You know any?
No,
I never run into those guys.
I would guess
Yeah.
that,
I'm naked under here, by the way. I just want you to know that. I don't know what that does for you. I mean, you should be getting into bed. Really, you guys should be getting into bed right now and getting comfortable. And have a drink or something. Are you guys doing okay? Everything okay? Pajama Party.
Hello.
How are ya?
Pretty good.
Great.
Listen, you talk about Marion an awful lot on the show, and I see you brought her along tonight.
I'm glad you mentioned it.
Listen, I've been dying to meet you, Marion. I think you're wonderful.
Did you get that $50 I slipped under your door?
I must have missed the envelope. Listen, I want to know, do you meet him at the door in saran wrap, or does he just demand that you play a good game of tennis?
I can't play tennis, but I tolerate baseball.
Baseball, eh?
Yeah. Oh, did you see? I don't know if you were watching or not today, but there were some great fights going on today, boy. Talking about violence.
Violence.
Oh, yeah, they're throwing at each other all over the place. The Braves? Who are they playing today?
Pascual Perez.
Is that right?
The great, listen to this, this is unbelievable. This is a throwback to the hard day's nose of John McGraw. This is beautiful. This is Ty Cobb. Pascual Perez, the brave pitcher who did a stretch. Remember, he wasn't here when the season began because he was in jail in the, where was it, the Dominican for cocaine. The best pitcher. 4 times he came up to the plate tonight. 4 times he come up against the Padres with Garvey's bunch. The Goyam from San Diego, right? And 4 times they knocked them down. That's unbelievable, you guys. That's baseball as it used to be played. You know, I love it. And when the Cubs go into New York, it's going to be martial, a state of martial law. Would we be allowed to do this under a country with martial law?
Well,
Only
I
for
don't
the
even know
marshals.
if you're allowed to do it anyway.
Well, we're doing our best. We're doing our best, but you have... Hey, listen, how are you? I forgot you were there.
Hey, listen,
What's your name?
Robin.
Hi.
Is this your last show?
It might
be.
Listen, Robin, you're great.
Well, you're great, too. Keep it up, eh?
We're doing our best.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you.
That was very nice.
Yes, did you guys...
Howie,
Yes,
Howie,
honey?
keep it up. I heard the woman, she paid me to give you this.
Is this inspiration?
Yeah, well, I was going to bring a banana, but I thought it'd be a bit mushy, and I know how you are.
Well, that's like a... What did Lenny Bruce say? A baby's... Like a baby's fist?
A baby's arm with an apple in it.
A baby's arm
With
like
an apple in its
apple in
fist.
it. Yeah. Lenny Bruce, let me tell you, folks. I love Lenny Bruce. He's my idol. He was the best. And you know why he was the best? He was the funniest. And 30 years ago, he was doing stuff like this and much, much more courageous. Of course, he was a junkie at the same time. Eventually, it cost him. I'm not sticking up for his destructive life habits, but what I'm telling you is he was hysterical. And I listened to this guy, and he is real now as any hipster on the street. I mean, he's realer. He's contemporary. He's not dated at all. Do you know anything about Lenny Bruce?
No.
Who are your role idols?
John Lennon, Elvis Presley.
All right.
John Lennon, my God.
Yeah, really.
How can you
just
talk about
saw
beds without
somebody
talking
shot
about John
Lennon?
Lennon?
That's a point I want to bring up. Let's get off the sex thing for a bit. I'm not used to it. But anyway, John Lennon, I feel it's so bad somebody did that and doesn't have the death sentence. It's obvious he committed a crime. All about the mass and serial murders. It's just real. I'm going to wear T-shirts now saying, kill all mass, serial, and convicted murderers. For sure, like.
You want to get
They
rid of
should
him?
be, yeah. These guys get out and get to do the same thing over and over again.
Maybe we can never let him go. I'd rather never let him go. I'd rather never let him go. I'd really rather keep him in jail forever. It's better than killing him because that just makes us more savage as a people. And we got to try and be sweeter, not more savage. So we got to get away from all the negative stuff and get into the sweeter stuff. Deal with things in a sweeter, gentler way, right?
No, but some guys would rather get executed than spend life. And I would vote for Perello.
Well, I would also let him commit
Some
suicide.
guy wants to be tortured and violently.
Do you want to be tortured and violently? Would you want to
some guy, a mass murderer, wants to be tortured violently as his life, as his sentence, but all they gave him was life, and he's due out for parole.
They promised me that they got some sex-oriented videos. Let's hope so. Of Andy Warhol's Sleep. Soon, we're going to be drifting off to slumberland. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make his complexion like peaches and cream. We're going to be seeing the Sandman soon, and we're going to fall asleep for an entire night. And our Studio 10 Pajama Party cameras will be here all night to focus on us. This is a remake of the great Andy Warhol classic, Sleep. I don't know if you expect this kind of programming from Cable 10, but we're really out to talk about expression in our society. Community access television set up by the government in order to give amateur people who don't have a commercial prayer. Let's face it, who's going to use this sort of stuff in Victoria? They're square, man. They ain't going to do it. They got their money on the cash machine. They're going to grind out their few dollars a week. They're happy. They're secure. They don't want to make waves. The only way we're going to do it is by this kind of television. And listen, we're going to get heat for this show, man.
I hope so. They deserve it.
They do, don't they, Nikki?
Yeah, it's about time. I'm getting bent here. Oh, no, sorry. Hi. No. Hey, back to you, Howie?
Listen, we didn't kick Joey out of bed.
Oh, yeah.
No, he got the munchies. Right, he split. Well, what do you eat in bed?
No, he had a jumbo combo.
Do you ever eat in bed? What do you think about eating in bed?
Well, it depends what it is, but yeah, I try to.
Be the guy that
Tell me,
just,
Joey, who did you always want to feel like?
Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon?
Just sit here and kind of be Howie's little, he's okay, I'm smiling, I'm a nice guy, like Howie too. Kind of what Ed does, softens everyone up, even though Johnny might insult someone. So, you know, I like apologize for Howie and say, he's a nice guy. You might not like him. I know a lot of people. Half the people that don't like Howie become my friends and ask me why I'm this guy's good friend. And I want to say on the air, there are redeeming morals, there are redeeming ethics that this man actually lives by.
This sounds like Georgie Jessel doing his tribute to Belle Barth and Sophie Tucker in Heaven on one knee. Edwin of Banfield,
The
welcome
great
to
Sir
my
Edwin of
world,
Banfield.
Ed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kind of you, Howie.
Kind? What kind? I want a good show. I want you to be wacko. You know, I brought you on because you're a wacko. You know, you'll fit in with this insanity.
This is the wackos are out there, Howie. We're hiding in here. I mean, they are out there, folks. I'm right behind your door. You know, this is safe in here. I feel secure. It's lovely. The lights are warm. You know, the feelings of this warmth and togetherness. I mean, it's all come together time. It's the moon's in Pisces. What can I say?
You're working at the public market now. You're doing charts.
Yeah, I hide behind this a bunch of trees on one of these aisles. It's interesting.
I hear little animal noises.
Oh, sorry,
I was looking for the mice. He's afraid of mice.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Ella Raines, the Phantom Lady, played by Nikki Killer Louise Snott. You went down to try and get in Cave of the Big Bear Clan today, huh?
Yeah, I did. All I saw was this big dumb blonde. And no, actually, it was all right. But a lot of people were too tall, but they had a good try. But this is one time I'm glad being short. I even wore my cowboy boots when I was under 5'6". It was great. Yeah.
Gibson said in his column that they were looking for short,
Harry.
hairy,
You should have came, Howie.
muscular types.
Your middle name could be Howie. I mean, Harry. Howie.
You know, I like Harry better than Howie. I would have much preferred Harry.
Well, you can't get much shorter or much furrier, that's for sure.
And listen, dig this. Short, muscular, hairy, with a sloping forehead, right?
Yeah,
With a
that's
sloping...
perfect, Howie. I can see it. Get a silhouette of this man, please.
Cro-Magnon man.
So far, right?
There he is.
Remember what was my name in high school? Monk, right?
Right.
Eddie, can you make any, you know, nickel and dime snap astrological impressions of what's going on right now?
Sure, Howie. Do you want to try somebody on the phone, or do you want to? Can I embarrass you people all to pieces here?
You're on.
Hi there, Howie.
Hi, how are you?
I'd just like to thank you for introducing the words snot and fart to Victoria.
Oh, yeah, they thought that...
Radio?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I made some significant contributions while I was at CFAX.
Yeah, I just wondering why you're not wearing your pajamas to your own pajama party.
Well, because, you know, I don't wear...
Here's our see-through.
See-through.
Invisible.
The Emperor is naked, folks.
Yes, the Emperor here.
Well, thanks, Howie.
Not to-
Remember, don't smoke in bed.
Listen, let me tell you something.
It's a waterbed.
Waterbed.
I stopped wearing underwear in '67.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, have a good one.
Have you
Thanks for
noticed
calling.
positive
Bye-bye.
results?
Pajama Party.
Yeah, hello, Howie.
Hi.
Yeah, Yeah, my name's Jeff Ferguson. I was wondering what those guys on the couch there were doing. Are they taking notes or what?
No, they're celibate.
They're
celibate.
Yeah.
You see, in the United States where it's high tech,
Oh, yeah.
the new celibacy is the rage.
Right, yeah.
In Canada, where it's low tech, it's natural lamb foreskin rubbers. Of course, it's the same material. Dig this, you're going to love this. The natural foreskins, believe me, they're sheer, they're
Natural
marvelous.
foreskins?
What do they call them?
Don't you that one?
Sheaths.
Sheaths. Sheaths. I thought that was something Myrna Loy wore in a Thin Man movie, a
hey,
sheath.
Howie,
Yeah,
Howie.
yeah. No, but let me just finish. The same stuff, the natural sheaths, and the Sammy's Coney Islands, they're wrapped in the same natural lamb's intestine.
Oh, yeah.
The same stuff, yeah.
Okay, I get the idea. Okay. Now, Howie,
Yeah.
videos, they gotta go.
Well, listen, I have nothing to do with the videos, man. I listen to, I watch Frank Sinatra and Elvis Costello, I got nothing to do. I don't watch these videos.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
I mean, don't hang me with the videos, man. My beef is heavy enough, and I don't take, the buck stops here.
Okay, hold on.
You know the Phantom Lady, of course. Robert Sidemak, I'd like to thank you and Alan DiFiore for making this moment possible, right?
Right.
Anybody you want in bed with you? Nikki, who would you like in bed with you?
Well, it wouldn't be animals, so anybody has got back. No talking allowed.
You've got to volunteer. Listen, thanks for calling.
Okay.
See you later, man.
See you later, Buck.
Hey, I want Jung in bed with us. I mean, he should be here, right?
Sigmund Freud and his buddy Sigmund
Freud.
Now,
Freud.
careful, nothing's sacred,
Sigmund Freud is
It
sacred. I am perhaps the last Freudian left in Canada. Of course, Sigmund Freud, who said,
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Go to another
do
call.
you
Let's
feel a
get
little
some more of these
safer over
calls.
there,
I
Joe?
want-
Yes, I do, Howie. I'm next to Edwin. We share the same herpes, serum 3, I think it is.
Edwin, you had some interesting,
Herpes simplex
you
3.
had interesting experiences
Yeah, it's a
being
combination of
abused
both.
by men, didn't you, when you were a teenager, when you were in the streets of Detroit, hanging out desperate on those desolate, desperate streets in Detroit?
No, I had a hard time in a local hotel in Toronto once.
I always thought there was a black homosexual past to you, that something that scarred you. Is that untrue? Is that just an assumption I made?
It's perhaps a bad dream, Howie.
Yes, perhaps. Howie Siegel, trying to get to the bottom of things constantly. You're on.
Only just. I've been trying to talk to you for, God, 3 months now.
Me
How
too.
are you?
Let's you and I get together.
Sounds great. I want to say I enjoy your show. I think it's crazed and depraved.
You're right.
Most enjoyable.
You're right.
The boss can't stand it. That's why I'm sitting here enjoying you right now.
Listen, tell your boss that I'll sit down with you and have a drink sometime, and we'll talk and we'll have some fun. Tell him that this is just a side of me, that I can just be as square and, stupid sock-rid as he can. I mean, there's a lot of sides to me.
The boss is a she.
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 Oh, listen,
Wife.
let me tell you something. I do dishes. I clean babies, right? I need some testimony here.
Yes, he does all of those things, sometime between going to bed and getting up in the morning. He's just gone. I never notice him being gone. It's just all done there. Him and his elves.
I'm asking for a
He hangs out with
testimonial
elves.
from my wife. Is that disgusting? I'm like Ayn Rand. I'm a selfish bastard like everybody else,
Can you have the show more than once a week?
I think it would kill us. We're all volunteers.
Yeah. I like your attitude, though.
You're great. Thanks for calling.
Take care.
See, my great fantasy is when we're in bed and we're getting bored, it's been 4 years, is the Phantom Lady, Nikki. And the Phantom Lady is I only summon her at the rarest of times, like Yom Kippur. And when I really need something. And my Phantom Lady
He's our
comes-
Shabbos goy, the Phantom Lady.
Yeah,
Does your rabbi
exactly.
know?
She comes to bed and she helps out, let's say. Friend of the family.
Hey, kill me, say that weird.
It is. It's a fantasy. But see, I can think whatever I want. I'm Jewish. I don't have. There's no mind
Yeah, I'm
crimes.
French, and if you know what I said, well,
You can do whatever you want. You can think whatever you want. It's what you do that's no good.
me?
You don't do anything bad, do you?
Well, what would you consider bad?
I've never seen you do anything mean or harsh. You're always unfailingly, even through your fights, you're generous to your opponents, you know. Have you been fighting lately?
Never, no.
God forbid.
No, people always think I'm fighting.
Carmen's influence on you is excellent.
Hopefully.
Yes. Yeah.
Nikki, I've always wanted to know how you lost that half of your ear. I mean, you a relative of Van Gogh's or what?
No, actually, it's not quite a half. It's a quarter. 1.75, or 0.75. I went through windshield car accident. I could have made a better story, but I thought it'd be truthful.
Every time I've asked you, you've told me different stories.
No, you're lying. You've never asked me before. Either that or it was somebody else.
Somebody else? You're hard to miss. You're hard to miss the way she dresses. I mean, it's.
Nikki, you're one of the best-known persons in the city.
Yeah, I like being in disguise. Killer Snot's a good outfit. Halloween party.
Pajama Party.
Hi.
Hi.
Guess what?
What?
This is the first time I've seen your show.
You must be blowing your mind.
It's crazy.
Have you ever seen anything like this on television?
In Victoria, even?
No.
In Victoria.
No, I'm from Calgary.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You're vacationing here?
you're not missing anything.
Good, because your dollars are cheaper in D.C.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, can I talk to Eddie?
Eddie? Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sir Edwin of Banfield.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Where are we? We're over this little red light. Hi.
Hi. Do you tell fortunes or something like that?
Crystal ball.
I have a look at where things are in the sky, and people have been looking at that for a long time. And they've also been looking at what's going on around us, and that's been sort of hodgepodge together and worked out. And so I have a look for different people, where these planets and stuff are for them, and then I try and make a connection for them with where their lives are and where they're going.
Yes, but can he do dishes?
Well, it depends. Do you want a double rinse? It's more, you know. What can I say?
What can
What
you
can
say?
he
Did
say?
Did he answer your
Yeah.
question? He's at the public market. All the breath comes out. He's at the public market. You know where that is?
Harbor Public.
No.
It's on Wharf Street by Capitol Iron. It's a small town, baby. Ask for the public market.
Harbor Public.
Harbor Public Market, and Edwin will be there. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
Give my regards to Calgary. Pajama Party.
Yes, I have a fairly important message for Marion from Esther. Esther would like Marion to know that she's very proud of Marion for doing her utmost for La Leche League by promoting the concept of the family bed. However, she can't find the chapter which deals with 4 adults in bed with children at the same time. And this is somewhat disturbing for her.
I see. Esther, I just want to say thanks for tuning in. And this is well, I don't know. I think the more the merrier. One of the kings, one of the ancient kings, Louis the something or other at 432nd Street, he had a bed built so he could sleep his entire household in it. Slept like 60 people.
They needed the warmth in the 15th century, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, wall-to-wall carpeting was very expensive, so they decided to have wall-to-wall beds
Can I ask
instead.
the caller a question?
Joey, yeah, go ahead.
What is upsetting to you about adults being in...
Absolutely nothing. It was
It was a facetious question.
I
a very small...
You want to attack him? Because I'll...
I want to attack him.
Okay? But caller, just pretend you're a bad guy. Go get him,
Right.
Joey.
I was
Work
going
them
to
over,
jump on him. I really was.
Give him a hard
Wait
time,
a
Joe.
second.
Who is this guy
I brought this
calling
up
here?
because we're having trouble with obscenity on Johnson Street. There's this wonderful mural this artist expressed.
Yeah, on King Solomon's
Yes, and
Cafe,
we have
right?
a lot of people like in the upchuck over it. We have a lot of people like writing letters. They're very upset that this is, you know, that this is assaulting human beings. And,
Okay, we're talking about the mural.
mural on the side of King Solomon's falafel, best falafel in town place. And there used to be camels on it. The camels are gone, and there's these futuristic type, you know, figures on the wall doing whatever, and people are...
Yeah. I want to ask the caller, have you seen this mural?
Well, I think we should be more concerned about what's inside King Solomon's than we should about the mural.
Well,
Good
what can
food.
I tell you?
Good stuff.
It's great food. Created by
Excellent.
John Canton, who cooked in Jerusalem for a
Right.
year. He was the cook at the Tel Aviv, the Jerusalem Hilton.
That's
And
where I
doing well?
grew up.
Yeah, well, there you go. So that's
Right.
what's important. But it is a controversy going on, and it's a healthy one.
But he did get his training in Dusseldorf, didn't he?
That's right. He won a culinary contest. We sent him to Europe right out of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for calling. Tell Esther good night.
Bye-bye.
So it's important because the mural where the camels used to be on Johnson and Broad, an artist, okay? An artist redid the mural with disturbing figures. So if you have a chance, go down, make your own decision. A few of the merchants in the area have contacted the landlord of bringing a petition to have it removed because they find it grotesque. They think
Right.
it's disgusting.
Uh-huh.
It's not, yeah, go on.
You and I have been fighting people from stopping other people from expressing themselves our whole, a lot of our last 20 years anyhow, our conscious years, for people to have the right to be self-expressive. And it's really an important issue that people should be allowed.
You know what my feeling is? I said the same thing to David Bruce. If that is so offensive to you, you do something better. Come in the middle of the night and you do something great that'll stand forever. We'll put Vaseline over it to protect it from the car fumes. Pajama Party.
Hi.
Hi.
Like your show. I think it's better than the usual stuff that's on Sunday night.
Yeah, what's our competition? Benny Hill?
Yeah,
Well,
some
Pete
stuff like the
Towers?
closing ceremonies.
How were
the
they?
Olympics?
Yeah.
I
How
guess
were
we
they?
picked up a lot of people at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, people just getting bored of it.
Hey, man, you got to watch the beginning again because I was hot. Like my idol, did you make the Lenny Bruce card? I told them to make a cue card that said Lenny Bruce whenever I'm getting dull. Because I just refuse to be another fellow in the Chamber of Commerce, I have to distinguish myself from the rest of the petite bourgeoisie.
And this is Victoria, believe it or not.
This is yeah, it is really Victoria, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And we'll prove it with a video.
Yeah.
Hey, where's
Hi, we're back on Pajama Party. We're going to boogie right through the phone calls really fast, okay? We're going to dispense with some of the civilities. What Barney Singer calls the ordeal of civility. Real fast. Pajama Party, you're on.
Hi.
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 What's up?
Caller.
What's up? We're boogieing. We're boogieing.
Okay, I just want Nikki, what made her go punk?
Boredom. Total boredom. Victoria is like so boring. I don't even know why I live here. It happens to has to do with leg injuries.
Pajama Party.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
First question.
Yeah.
Which hot dog do you put in the 4X?
The Coney Island.
Coney Island.
Coney
Coney
Island.
Island. Come down to Little Sammy's.
I eat hot dogs there all the time.
Well,
I'm going to start
great.
eating your teriyaki burger.
Great. Well, did you know you were devouring a prophylactic as well?
With a reservoir
That's how
tip on the end.
it's like a male contraceptive. You eat a Coney Island at Sammy's and you will never give birth again.
Are they
Yeah, you're
textured for my
protected.
pleasure or what?
Yeah. Is Coney's your favorite at Sammy's?
The teriyaki burger is now.
Oh, well, that was a great one. Another John Canton creation.
Great. Listen, whoever does your videos, Zipperhead of the Month Award. They're terrible.
Pinhead,
Well,
Pinhead.
the idea was to get all the not-so-sex stuff on. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Pajama Party.
Yeah, hi, Howie. Just wanted to ask if you guys are having a good time there in that bed
Sounds
of
like
yours.
you are.
We're having
We
a
are,
real good
we are.
time, but
Where'd
my-
you get that bed?
this, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of materialized here. He's
Take
so,
to the telephone.
the heat, the amount of heat that you're giving off is phenomenal. This bed must be, about 40,000
caller,
degrees
Howie.
here.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Dong.
We're boogieing through these calls, so boogie, baby.
Yeah.
Give me energy.
Short
Come
and
on.
sweet.
Howie,
Energy.
Howie,
Feed me.
what are you doing?
Feed me.
What's with the cucumber?
The zucchini.
He's a fruit in disguise.
Italian
We're
zucchini.
We're gonna
The
fry this
famous.
up with a little Parmesan after the show.
Yeah, right.
It's a
It's a
favorite.
munchy delight.
There's another thing. Can you get your makeup person on the forehead stuff there? It's bothering me. You got to wipe
Slow
mine
down.
out.
Darlene, I've begged you, darling, for 4 months.
Hey, who's got
I
a cigarette
am
going? Well, ash on his head.
Do you know Howie's
He's
real
got a slow
age?
forehead. He really does. It's tough
incompetence.
to make it up.
13. He's
Give
just
him a
going
fig
through
leaf.
puberty.
Yeah. Tell him.
See, I tell them every week. They don't believe me.
Hey, that looks better.
It's my brain bursting through my skull.
That looks better.
Thank you.
We're enjoying your show.
Move on, Howie. Move on here.
Thanks.
The
Have a good night.
orgasmic energy in his mind. Poor fellow.
Pajama Party.
Hello, Howie?
Uh-huh.
I'd like to tell you that your videos are really good, and also earlier on in the show you mentioned you were naked. Can you prove that?
That's why the zucchini is here.
But he's not
This
allowed
is
to
a
on the air.
reasonable
This is
facsimile. He got it
Victoria.
himself, measured.
I will testify to the fact that this is indeed true.
And you are a vicious little kid that
And you
be-
should be in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is James Lindsay's son.
Of course you
Who's
are.
Lindsay?
James.
Jim Lynn. This is Jamie. Did you like
Hey,
Revenge of the
Jamie.
Nerds?
Yeah.
Did you like Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah, I was wearing the T-shirt earlier.
We still think you're vicious.
Jamie, you got a T-shirt when you went to the Quadra, didn't you? That was a good surprise.
Yeah.
I like that movie, Jamie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah. What do your folks think of the show?
Oh, awesome. They love the show.
They have good taste.
Yeah.
My sister says it's not bad.
We'll
Which sister?
We'll try and improve.
Anna.
Okay.
Anna.
Okay, there'll be reprisals tomorrow. We'll shave her head.
Okay.
Good night. Pajama Party.
Oh, there. I was wondering, now, the way you guys are all sweating, is that waterbed really full of water, or is it hot Mazola?
It's
A reasonable facsimile.
It's hot olive oil. We only use olive oil. Olive
I
oil
see.
and real butter in this bed.
I'm vegetarian.
Oh, great. And I need Nikki's phone number right now.
What? You want a tofu burger? What? No.
Nick, you go out with guys?
Every night.
What do you think
How
I
long do
am?
I know, though?
She's
petulant, isn't
She's
she?
playing hard to get.
I can see that.
Who are you?
Everyone.
Yeah. Oh, la la. Well, I want to get into something different. Do you have a function fetish? We might be able to have a date here.
Okay.
Function fetish? Do you have one? I'm president of the Function Fetish Club. Killer Louise Snot.
And what
And
is
this
it
is-
to you?
Well, this is my question. Would you rather pee for 3 or poo for 2?
P for 3. The more the better.
Right,
Clouds
yeah,
and
all
letters
right. P for 3 is the most popular answer. I'm doing a survey. P for 3 has about 75 votes. Poo for 2, which is the other choice, well, it's getting there, but people don't like the smell. P for 3 wins because it's more economical. You don't need toilet paper if you don't have it, and, like, you don't even have to flush
We
the
should all
toilet.
come for one.
You should be in Ottawa. I'm telling you.
She should be behind
Skating.
bars.
See you later.
In bars.
Bye.
Come
If you
for
were
one.
smart, no, jumbo combo, that's doing both.
Pajama Party.
Come for all.
Siegel.
Hi.
Oh, I've been
listen.
trying to get through to you for the longest time.
Great.
Okay, listen, I have 3 questions and 1 request. Do I have time?
Quickly.
Okay, first of all, I noticed on one of the long shots of the waterbed, it didn't look like there was a mattress cover or a liner. Now, is this because I've got a waterbed, and I understand, like, if you sit on it, your body will start to sweat because there is no room to absorb it.
Oh, God, are you
sweating.
right?
I'm sweating.
We're sliding around
These are
here.
proper
Sweating.
seats.
Oh, I'm sweating.
They're
Okay.
doing this on purpose, because I have a function fetish, and everybody will have to pee for 3 real soon.
And my next question here is for P for 3 there. I don't mean this to sound derogatory or anything.
Jumbo combo's the best, both at once, both at once.
How come when you talk, your mouth is closed all the time?
I broke my jaw once, and, well, I can still talk with it like this, but this is easier, right? I could even be a ventriloquist. Hey, look at that.
Okay, thank you. I got one more question and one more request here. I need to know who the 2 girls are. I just tuned in. I'm sorry. This is only the 2nd time I've seen your program. I caught it last
I'd be
week.
happy to tell you.
He's a
This
Mormon, and we're his wives.
I'm Steve Lawrence, and this is Edie Gourmet. And this, of course, is Edie Adams.
Now, Mr. Siegel, really.
Ernie Kovac's ex-wife.
Mr. Siegel,
Yeah.
seriously.
Marion. This is my wife, Marion.
That's your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that had the cigarettes last week.
The one with the cigarettes last week. Yep, I haven't had one the whole night here.
You see, I watched it last week.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
And this is Nikki. This is our Nikki Killer Louise Snot.
I'm also a rodent, a major rodent, but you wouldn't know.
Mr. Siegel, now comes my final request here.
Yes.
We've never seen the rest of your technical staff there. We saw the guy who made the T-shirts last week.
Yeah.
I was wondering if we could get a wide shot of maybe like the people who are holding your cue cards. And
I'll tell you what. Let's set that up. When we sign off, we'll have everybody come on camera.
Can't you just whiz one around now?
Can we do it?
Of course you can.
Too dark. No, they tell me it's too dark in the studio.
Come on the bed. Come
Mr.
on,
Siegel,
crazy.
you can
Come
do
on the
anything
bed.
on that
Come
show.
You're right, I can. Thanks for calling.
Welcome.
Good night.
Bye.
Pajama Party.
Hello.
Hi.
Ah.
Hi.
This is nuts. I love it.
It's
totally
beautiful.
Brilliant.
It is. Thank you. You have
Really?
Mr. Nuts, do you have a question?
Oh yeah, I just phoned to say, well, not really a question, but just a little bit of a comment. I ate at the restaurant today. The food was fantastic.
Which
Had a
one?
Good time.
No, she shouldn't mention it. We shouldn't be political.
And I love your mom.
Yeah, she's
Have
got.
a great mom.
Mom, there you go.
Right.
Now,
I'm on the show.
I would have asked my mother to come cater the bed tonight, but she's watching Sammy at home, so.
Yeah. Well, she's a neat lady.
Yeah, you got. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
Right.
Pajama Party.
Hey, Howie, how you doing?
It's been an interesting show.
Yeah. What's this Killer Louise Snot? What is she?
What are you, Killer Louise?
Well, I dressed up as a killer snot for Halloween, and it was so much fun. I had to work busing. You know how awful a job that is. I looked so repulsive. Everybody moved out of my way. I just had killer snot coming through.
Yeah.
It all started when my friend told me. I was in Eaton's one day, and I was on the escalator going from the second to the third floor to get some leopard spot fabric. That's sweet F.A. Anyways, all of a sudden she had this uncontrollable urge to sneeze, and when she did, she told me this big killer snot came flying out of her nose and landed on this little lady's hat on the first floor. So after that, I had a hysterical laughing fit, and killer snot has never left my mind. I'm obsessed with it.
I'm interested
with
in
the
the
Halloween costume, and it's great.
Really?
Huntington Fetish Club. Who wants to sign up? Phone this number.
Nikki, I'm dying to know what that you were wearing a leopard's skin?
No, my friend was looking for leopard skin fabric on it, and she sneezed and told me a big killer snot came flying on and landed on this little lady's hat.
Lady, I really shut him up is right. Thanks for the advice here. Right. Now, I'm big Murray must have been bored in bed. You get two women, they start to talk, right? It's very expecting. Listen, I want to tell you something about Edwin. I want to tell you something about King Solomon, okay? Nikki, listen to this.
That was her.
Trying to seduce my wife. Now that is a secure man, right? If you can go in bed.
You're just being a dumb cluck, Howie.
Am I being stupid?
No,
dumb cluck. No, I know you're a moral person.
I don't know. I think you're kind of cute. I hope Carmen isn't watching. She'll get jealous and kill me.
Oh, poop for two. Okay.
Well, I forgot what I was going to say. I saw them flirting and it just blew my mind.
So let's look at some music.
King Solomon. King Solomon was a wise man. He was the wisest man. He had 3,000 concubines, and he had
He was a
two...
very tired man.
Sounds tired, yeah.
She's stepping on my lines. You're never going to get to be Harriet Nelson if you step on my lines.
I guess not.
He had 3,000 concubines, and King Solomon had 2,000 wives, and he slept with his uncle. He was a very wise man. He didn't want no trouble.
He was in...
Once upon a time,
Good, you're fast.
dogs of war so threatened the glories of ancient Greece.
Well,
check your pits, Howie. Yo, Howie.
I've just put Ricky and David to bed now, Ozzy. I think it's time for us to have some hot cocoa ourselves and turn in.
Well, Joe, it's time to put on the old kettle door for
Time
you.
to be putting on the feeding bag. I'm going to eat afterwards.
Where are you?
I'm going to go pick up Inger, and we're going to go get something to eat.
Hey, you promised me a date and we'd share this.
Oh, well, listen,
Yeah.
I loaned it to you for the
Well, I
night.
mean, you taught
I want
Howie
it
how to
back.
masturbate. I mean...
That's right, you wanted to come in my leg earlier. I said no. I'm sorry. Going out to eat with Inger afterwards, and I'm not going to involve myself with any of that. Edwin?
Do you know Inger?
I do.
How well, how
you
you getting along with Inger?
You know, it says in the good book that,
but we're doing great.
you know, it says in the good book that Adam knew his wife and they begat. You know, do you really know her?
Oh.
Do you really know her?
Sense.
Getting to know you. I mean, not you. I don't want to be cheeky here.
Edwin, of course, you've been with like 4 sexually active people, and you're known as a celibate, someone who's
monkish.
I'm unlucky, so I learned to just live as an unlucky lad in life. You know, it's terrible.
Yeah, like the idea was to get
somehow.
the idea was to get like 4 sexually active and outspoken people on the show, and juxtapose them with somebody who could come from another perspective.
Yeah, well, you know, it's some ladies think it's good to have a straight man around the house. I got you to laugh, Howie. This is wonderful. It's so nice to be on your show. You know, but now back to me over
there. Quick astrological assumption here.
An astrological assumption?
Where's his moon?
Well, we're going to see a lot of changes coming up because Pluto, which rules the privy parts amongst other things, is about to go into the sign of Scorpio, which is regeneration. It's metamorphosis, but that doesn't fit well in a Western mind, you know. So we're going to see a lot of changes.
Is the weather, is it going to have good weather?
Oh boy, no, the seas may well be stormy.
Seas may be stormy and well...
Winds
Frank Sinatra, how we do
But good changes. Good
Listen, we're talking about Frankie Sinatra now before we go. We're like sort of saying goodnight, Nicky. Frank Sinatra, who... Well, we idolized Frankie.
Why, though? I'm trying to figure out why.
Why did we idolize Frankie?
My way.
He did it his way. He was a streetwise guinea from New Jersey. He was a punk. He was a brash kid. He hung around with regular guys. He was connected. Mm-hmm. He knew everybody. He knew all the right people. He had all the talent in the world. He had a certain amount of guts, and he was a Rooseveltian Democrat.
And he is Reagan's,
organizes
the parties for him, right?
That came much later. It was when we idolized Frank Sinatra. He lost his career. He lost his voice. He come back. Ava Gardner broke his balls because he caught her with Lana Turner. Barbara Payton said that she was there too, but that she got away undetected. Frankie he lost his voice. He lost his balls. He was nothing. And then, of course, you know the sequence from Godfather when the producer found himself in bed with the horse's head. That was to get Al, what's the bum's name that sang Spanish Rose? Al Martino. Al Martino, the bum, get him in the movie, which was Sinatra and From Here to Eternity. So we know that Al Martino blew the role completely. Al Martino was a complete stiff in that film. Frankie went on. He was the biggest. He sold out the Reagan. Frank sold out the Reagan. Otherwise, I love him. I'd still be with him. If he didn't sell out the Reagan, the stiff. He didn't like cunnilingus. This is in The Godfather. You can read it for yourself. We also heard it from the guy that worked with Joey's father in the liquor store. He said he didn't like cunnilingus either. Frank Sinatra.